Ridiculous, yeah.
We are literally going to be doing this with you. That's why I'm wearing no makeup. Okay, Audrey, take it away. Tell us everything we need to know about this.
Okay. Hi, everybody. Hi. So I'm going to explain how to use it while the mask is sitting on them. I'm going to jump into how it's working and what it's doing to your skin. Something that I really like to do is explain the sciencey things in non-sciencey way, because I am not a sciencey person. I like to geek out on why a product is doing what it's doing, how is it anti-aging, how is it hydrating our skin, and try to break it down to you, because I don't understand it from the sciencey way either. I want layman's terms. Everybody take your mask. Why don't you somebody show it? It's a gel formula. So it is, if you've used our charcoal mask before, this is not a clay-based formula. It's going to feel like kind of like aloe with like sugar in it, okay? It's going to feel like gritty. We have a brand new tool that you can buy as well. This is going to be really exciting because this has always been like limited time type stuff edition. This is not something that is only for the mask, but you're going to use it with the mask first. Take this end. This is like your spatula. You're going to take a little scoop. I start small and work more because a little goes a lot further than you think. This should give you around 24, I would say at least, applications, probably more, but start little. Don't get goopy, okay? Don't be heavy-handed. There's no wrong way to start. I like to do my cheeks first and work my way up. In like esthetician school, they teach you always be going in upward motions because we don't want to pull our skin down, right? We want to uplift. We want things to be going in an upward firming motion. If you need more, take another scoop. You can do the other side, maybe do a little on your nose, work out from there, a little bit on your mouth. The purpose of this mask, you guys, is exfoliating, firming, and brightening, okay? So areas like the fine lines around our lips, those could benefit from that. You can do around your eyes. Don't get too close because it'll sting. Like try to stick, they say, around your orbital bone, okay? But you can get a little bit of that like crepey skin around your eyes. And then when you do your forehead, don't go past your eyebrows, please. Go around your eyebrows and get all of that, the sides here and around your forehead.
Can I do my neck?
You can do your neck, yeah. So you can use this everywhere. And I'm gonna literally break into everywhere, but our neck too, you guys, this is our neck and our décolleté on me. I'm guilty of it too. I do not spend nearly as much attention as I should on this area. And that's something that once we get up there in age or get up there in sun damage, really regardless of age, this is going to suffer a lot. So yeah, you can do that too. Maybe not right now while you guys are all at your desk, maybe. So this you're going to want to sit on, I would say at least 10 minutes. On average 10 minutes. If you leave it on longer, don't worry. It's not going to continue to exfoliate for hours. Like it's not going to eat you raw. It's not piranhas. It's just little AHAs. So now you just chill. I like to rinse it immediately because I'm weird about like if I don't want it to dry and get flaky, but this doesn't really dry and get flaky. So just kind of rinse it off if you like. We're going to come back and use this. So you can see this part almost looks like a brush and this part is meant to be like a little bit of a massager. If you feel like you haven't got it all over, because like I do like applying things with my hands. I feel like it's satisfying. I like to use this part right here while it's still wet and do like little circular motions. That'll help make sure that you've got it applied all over and a little bit more evenly. I like this side right off the bat. And you're getting a little bit more intense exfoliation that way. You will feel it stinging, you guys. So most people, some won't, but it's not weird. It's not bad if you feel a tingle. It's also not bad if you start to get a little bit flushed or a little bit pinky. I pink up so easily. It doesn't mean, oh, you're having an allergic reaction, you're sensitive. You're just reacting. That's just your skin reacting.
So sensitive skin can use this, right?
Sensitive skin can use this, yes. So I use this on my daughter because my daughter's bougie too, and she's grown up around products. So she saw me talking about this mask and getting all excited. It's our favorite turquoise color. So earlier this week, she was like, Mom, can I try that mask? And I was a little bit hesitant, like, girl, you don't need this, but let's do. And I did the bottom part. I didn't do her forehead just because I was like, I don't want to deal with getting it off and in your eyes. And she didn't even pink up. She was like, yeah, it feels nice. I feel it a little bit, but she wasn't going, oh my gosh, it's burning. So she's 8, you know, she has some more sensitive skin than we do. And it was totally fine on her. And her skin felt even more baby soft than it is. So that's one of the immediate benefits of this mask is your skin is going to immediately feel softer and silkier. This mask, you're going to reach for this for texture concerns and for brightening concerns. This is going to help to exfoliate top layers of your skin. So AHA stands for alpha hydroxy acids. It's a type of an acid. Now I will remind you, some people are like, Beautycounter is using an acid, a chemical. This is a chemical exfoliation. Beautycounter is not an all natural company. We do not think that everything has to be all natural or organic. That is not what we're about. We do source organic whenever possible, but we want to make sure each ingredient is safe. Not all natural is safe. Not all chemicals are bad. We want every ingredient that we touch to be safe on human health, humans of all ages, and effective. We're not going to use it if it's not doing anything beneficial for the skin just because it's safe. And we're definitely not going to sacrifice safety just because it can yield some good results. So that jumps into AHAs as a family of acids that exfoliate skin. Picture like a little Pac-Man. They like eat up the dead skin cells, okay? Glycolic is the AHA that's in here. And glycolic sometimes can get a bad rap because glycolic can be very aggressive. But this formula that Beautycounter's created has just the right amount of glycolic plus other soothing, hydrating ingredients to balance it out. So you're not going to get inflammation. It's not going to make your skin angry. And one of the reasons that we use that glycolic compared to other AHAs is it's one of the smallest molecules under a magnifying glass. It's going to be one of the smallest. So it penetrates deeper than others that might just be able to get very superficial and still give you some exfoliation. This is going to be a little bit deeper of an exfoliation, but it's still surface level. So I was trying to think, I like to use metaphors to kind of wrap our heads around how it works. And picture, so people will use this for like enlarged pores, fine lines and wrinkles, scarring. That's what texture is, okay? Or just like I have I don't have a pimple right here, but like I have a bump right here, right? That's texture. We can help to minimize it. Pores is a big one that becomes a bigger concern as we get older, usually because our skin's a little bit more dehydrated, as well as possibly dry, but it's usually dehydrated. So our cells are a little bit less plump and firm. So the pores appear more open. Biologically, our pores actually do not change size, but we can minimize the appearance of it. Think of like an anthill in dirt, right? Soft dirt. And if those ants have been working on that anthill for a while, at the top of the anthill, that hole looks like this, right? And it's like a big pile of softer dirt. Well, if we take that anthill and squish it, there's still the hole in the ground, right? But that hole's like tiny. It's the size of a teeny tiny ant because we've sloughed off the powdery, big, soft dirt, and it's just that firm, fresh dirt underneath. That's the hard dirt. That's our pore. So think of that if we have days or weeks, depending on how often we exfoliate, of dead skin cells sort of built up, but we're still keeping our skin clean. So the pores aren't clogged, but there's just a little bit of layers of that dead skin cells. That pore is going to look a little bit bigger because it's still open, but it's opened bigger. So if we can shave it off, the pore is going to appear tighter. Now, we don't just want to exfoliate, we want to also hydrate because that will keep the cell on a plumper level. And you think of a dehydrated versus a hydrated cell, it looks like a grape and a raisin. Okay, so a raisin is if you're not using your hydration, your moisturizers. A grape, a nice firm plump grape, that's if you're taking care of your skin in all the ways possible, hydrating, cleansing, all of those things, okay? So that's how it's working on like a cellular level to like slough off the skin cells. But let's see, can you see anybody's dots? So Beth's, I feel like, are really showing up. No, Brooke, you can see all of it. So there's also little tiny white dots in there. That's bamboo. And we use bamboo because
like, hey,
we can cut it in a really, really clean way. So if we look at that under a magnifying glass, it's not sharded. So one of the reasons that we don't like to use a lot of people in this business don't like to throw shade. I will throw shade. I'm sorry, but St. Ives scrub, like everyone should know by now, that's garbage. One of the reasons that it's garbage, not only does it have like never list ingredients and bad things in it, but the way that they cut up the walnut shells, it's just like chop, 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 chop. So it can almost be like on a teeny tiny level, like splinters coming out. It's not exfoliating your skin in a clean way. It's just kind of damaging it because there's all these different like cuts and scrapes coming out. So when, yeah, it's exfoliating, but if you look at your skin after exfoliating, there's actual like tears in the skin as opposed to sloughing off. Where these bamboo, the way that they're able to cut it, you wouldn't think it's bamboo because it's these perfect little spheres. They're able to cut it so that it like literally just like slices or almost shaves off those dead skin cells in a really gentle way. So you're not tearing up your skin as you exfoliate. So that combination is really unique to have the chemical and physical in the same product, because usually you're going to put on something like our overnight peel, which still has a place if you use this, like they complement each other. And then you're going to want to kind of rinse that or slough that off later. This, when we remove, we're going to show you how to add even more exfoliation just by utilizing those little balls in there, even if you don't have this, but we do love this as an added tool. So the bamboo is a really nice and eco-friendly ingredient to have in there as the physical exfoliant. One of the reasons we have that as opposed to a sugar scrub is the sugar will dissolve over time. We have a sugar scrub for our body, which is fine, but we're not as aesthetically concerned about it staying intact and having the same amount of like sugar beads to the gel formula here. Like they really are particular about how many balls are in each container. So how's your guys' skin feeling? Is it feeling like tacky?
Yeah, a little bit. It's like a little tingly, but it's not like, it doesn't hurt.
Mine doesn't tacky, but you know, it's just very satisfying seeing these little bamboo particles. I'm just like, how it was nothing, and all of a sudden I'm like, oh my gosh, it's doing something, and it feels so good.
It's drying, it's getting there.
Yeah.
So I also want to point out, so some different, our skin at different times, depending on where our pH is at that moment, you might feel more of a reaction and not, just on different days. And things can affect it, how dry or hydrated your skin is, where you are in your menstrual cycle. There's so many different weird things that can affect our skin's pH. Even things like self-tanning, this is a side note, but the way our skin reacts to certain products and chemicals can vary on so many more things that we're not even aware of. So you might tingle one day and one day you might not. The other thing is glycolic is a really unique acid. It wants to be on dry skin. So sometimes if you wash your face and dry it and it's still a little bit moist, it's not going to exfoliate as much because it's water soluble. So there's some oils that are water soluble, some oils that are oil soluble. So some like if you hear of salicylic acid, that's in our counter control line. That's great specifically for acne because it's an oil soluble. So it goes in and emulsifies the sebum. This is water soluble, which is good, but you want to make sure your skin's dry, because if you're already damp, it's like kind of like weakening the formula, if you think of that, which is important because I think a lot of times in skincare, we want our skin to still be damp because it helps to absorb things better. The drier is the better. Think of like raking leaves. If you rake leaves, it's a lot easier to scrape up all those leaves when they're dry, right? If they're wet, they're kind of like muddy and whatever, but also it's just not going to be so effective.
Allergies, Audrey.
I should have said that before.
I'm visualizing it. I'm like, it really is helpful. I always learn so much. It's like, I wish I'm taking notes.
Yeah. Audrey, the chat is going crazy in the Facebook group, just so you know. They're like, this is so informative, so helpful.
Oh, good.
And no, this is not micro beads. We do not use micro beads in any of our products.
In fact, we help to outlaw microbeads in certain states. I can't remember if it's California.
Well, California for sure. Yeah.
Yes, no, for sure not microbeads.
I have a question for you. How often do we use this?
So start out with once a week. Max twice a week. And it can be hard because you're going to like the way your skin feels so good afterwards that you're going to want to use it more. But y'all, there needs to be something to exfoliate. Like you wouldn't wax a waxed floor tomorrow if you did it today. Like there needs to be something for those to go in and eat away. So give it time. because you can over exfoliate your skin, and it wouldn't necessarily work. And like I said, it's not a piranha. It's not just going to start eating your dead skin cells. But one, it's a waste of time and waste of money to overuse it. Yes, we love to sell you products. Don't get me wrong, but I want you to be happy with your products and get the best results. There are other things you can be doing to complement the results of this, like the overnight peel. You could use a charcoal mask in between these uses. Like if you use this on a Monday, then maybe Tuesday or Wednesday use a charcoal mask, because charcoal mask is about balancing the oil content, especially if you feel like depending if you've traveled, if you've got a spray tan, if you're at, like, I'm combination, I break out all the time. So I always need me some charcoal mask. The overnight peel could complement it as well, because the overnight peel, although it does have a small percentage of glycolic like this, it's a combination of 5 different acids. So it's acting in all different ways. So that could be a way to really amplify your results of the peel, is to add this, or vice versa. If you fall in love with this, is to add the peel in there. They complement each other. So max 2 times a week, but I would say start with 1 time a week. We want you to not be too over aggressive in all instances.
And you can do it. I mean, I know I do it different times of the day, but usually I do it like Sunday mornings. I waited for you all to do it today because I knew
I waited too.
But I like to do Sunday mornings or Sunday evenings. So I feel like if I do it Sunday morning, I need to put sunblock on after that.
Sure.
Right. But if I do it Sunday night, I don't have to put sunblock on. And not like a retinol where you're going to fry, but it's just you're more sensitive to the sun, right?
You are more sensitive to the sun. Now, I am a nighttime masker. I love my night rituals. I like putting a mask on, having a glass of wine, watching some shows, then doing all my stuff afterwards. Wherever you do it, whether it's morning or night, this fits into your routine. So this would just be the first step you do after you wash your face. But for sure, and like I will call you and threaten you if you don't use sunscreen every single day on a regular basis, because that's the most important anti-aging piece you can ever have. But if you're doing something like this that's very active and exfoliating, and then not protecting it with sunscreen, it's like you might as well not even do it, because that giant ball of fire outside is way stronger. No matter how amazing this mask is, that's stronger. That's more potent. So even me sitting by the window here, the UVA rays are getting in here and causing teeny tiny damage. So I have sunscreen on every single day, but for sure, if you do an intense exfoliation treatment, you must wear sunscreen for that next week to protect your goods, to protect your investment. Now, I like to do it at night, but I tell you what, I did it the morning, which is not like me, the other day. And my makeup laid so beautifully because it's got that fresh exfoliation and especially if you're using our Dew Skin or our Skin Twin, it has that hyaluronic acid that now all of your other products, they just absorb so much deeper and work better, that it was like, oh my God, the fine lines, it was noticeably softer that I thought, I'm going to start doing my mask. Right. Like it's just really satisfying.
I was saying, I did it the other night before. I did it earlier in the day, the other night before an event I had to go to. And my skin was just glowy and everything went on, because just like you were talking about, as far as texture, this is just from a makeup artist perspective. Like, makeup is only going to look as good as the skin underneath. So if the texture, you have a little bit of flakiness, which is what I had, I noticed that instantly. Everything that I put on afterwards, I was like, it just went on smoother. Everything looked more flawless. And I had a little bit of that glow. So this is one like AHA peel mask that I feel like that's gentle enough to do that with, so
totally. Yeah. Totally.
Okay, should we wash this off while she's talking?
So
now what do we do?
Okay.
While you're washing, so you want to get it a little bit wet. You can do a splash if you want, however you feel, but you want to loosen it up with this brushy side, because it's going to kind of be a little bit tacky, a little bit like sticky. So you could also just dip the brush in the water and then bring it up and do some light circular motions. You do not need to be heavy-handed. Now, if you're doing it with your fingers, if you don't have the tool, you don't have to push really hard, okay? You're gonna get exfoliation just by really gentle little circular movement.
I never used this tool. I love it.
It feels so nice, right?
I always just do it with my hands, but this is awesome.
And when you do your lips, like pull them tight, scrub in there, get all those. I'm fanatic about the fine lines and wrinkles because mine, I already look like a 7-year-old smoker when I put on red lipstick. I get them. I'm always like scrub, hydrate, like get that going.
So do we do it like circular too?
Yes, I like the circular. I like the circular.
Okay.
And then some people like one swipe, you're going to be fine. And then you can just rinse off with water. You don't want it to be hot water, you guys. Your skin is a little sensitized now. So cool or lukewarm at hottest, but cold water is actually like, I try to always end my face wash with a blast of cold water because it kind of helps to close the pores. It's refreshing. It tones down redness. So I'm a big like ending it with a nice cool splash of water at least.
They say to do that with your hair too, to have a last cool wash over your hair.
Yes. Well, and everybody's so into the cold plunges right now too. Just blast yourself with cold water right before you get out. It's rejuvenating.
I've always heard to never wash your face in hot water. Like if you do, it's very once in a while, like in the shower randomly, but it is so harsh on your skin. No matter if you have normal skin, oilier skin, it is not good, right?
It is not good. It is not good. No.
So any of my clients out there.
There's nothing beneficial coming from it. Okay, so there's actually 2 other great ingredients in this mask. One is Phytic Acid, which Phytic Acid, I've heard of it, but I hadn't really heard of it touted as being like really exciting. There was never a product that I've used that has a significant amount of it. Phytic Acid is, it comes from like grains, legumes, rice. It is, oh, hello, my children. It is not giving you significant exfoliation properties. It is used for its antioxidant effects. So in skincare, just like internally in our health, antioxidants are good because they help us fight cancer. They make our skin, they make our immune, they make us stronger. I'm trying to say immune system. I'm putting words into it. I think you need to go to swim. Okay, can you go
heard his sister use the mask and he wants it.
This is Memphis. There's a lot of people watching this right now, like 100 or 200 people.
He's like, I'm in.
Like, so
my buddy.
There are free radicals out bouncing around in the world on our skin that will grasp to our skin, cause age spots, cause wrinkles. An age spot can be a very, very innocent at first and just aesthetically unpleasing, but that can turn into a tumor, that can turn into a growth, that can turn into skin cancer. So the more we can protect ourselves from free radicals, the lessening we are in getting cancer. So in skin, topically, it's like a shield against these free radicals out there in the earth. So it is making our skin like stronger and healthier. So that's one of the benefits of having this here is it's like strengthening and making our skin stronger, okay, the phytic acid. And then saccharide, it comes from sugar. Glycolic actually also comes from sugar as well. It's a water binding agent. So it helps to suck water into the skin, which a lot of people get like dehydrated and dry skin confused. Like dehydrated feels like tight when you wash your face. If your skin feels like tight and itchy, I wrote down dull, like you want humectants that pull in water, but dry skin is like flaky and red. They're very different. Dehydrated, we need water. Dry skin, you want oil, okay? This mask is good for dry and dehydrated. Glycolic's one of the very few acids that would be okay for dry or dehydrated skin. You would just want to follow it up with something a little, if you're dry, like dry and flaky, you'd want to follow it up with something that has like a higher oil content. So like a richer moisturizer, maybe even a face oil. Where dehydrated skin, you're going to already benefit from this mask because it is going to pull in some hydration, but use your proper moisturizer, serums, etc. afterwards. But because it also has really soothing properties, this saccharide, so it helps with anti-inflammatories, it helps to soothe and calm the skin, and it's strengthening the skin's barrier while delivering long-lasting hydration. So those three together really work synergistically to give us, like, exfoliation is not unique in skincare, right? We didn't invent an exfoliating mask, but this is a completely unique little tripod of powerhouse ingredients to exfoliate, to correct, as well as prevent future damage and hydrate and restore and make the skin stronger as well. So it's just like this powerhouse of an amazing mask.
Well, and I love that none of us look bright red. Like normally after I do a mask, I feel like I would look bright red. Like you guys look like your skin is glowing.
My skin is so smooth and I haven't even put my face oil on
I
yet.
know, I haven't done anything.
So Audrey, ask your question while we're doing the last one before we forget.
Okay, so my question for you, and if you answer this, in case you missed the beginning, if you put your answer in the question to the question here, you'll be entered to win a prize. Clients only, no consultants. Sorry, y'all, you ain't winning the prizes. Is to think of one area on your body, can be your body too, where you would like to address some texture concerns. So like for me, I'm like, well, how much time you got? Because I'm like, I would like these fine lines here. I would like this. I have some acne scars here. You heard about my lips already, but also on your body. So I was talking to the girls earlier because they were like, Brooke goes, can I use it on my butt? Like joking. I'm like, no, yeah, you can. Because think about
I'll be right back.
like I have bumps back here. Like you could put it on the back of your arms. If you get ingrowns, like so I've been in the spa industry for 16 years. We do a whole lot of waxing, Brazilian waxing included. You guys, the products that they sell for those areas are high percentages of glycolic. They're so aggressive. This is a gentler, more effective thing. You can spot treat this if you have ingrowns anywhere. It doesn't have to be your bikini line. Or yeah, we all get weird bumps on our butt. You could put it on your butt, like literally.
But we will not demo that for you.
No, we will not demo that for you. But this would be
That's
like
a different Zoom.
if you put this on your arm, or if you put it on your body and let it dry for a few minutes and just hop in the shower and use like whatever your body exfoliator is to rinse it off, that's going to be really smoothing as well.
Erin said she said goodbye, going to mask my derriere.
Now a little goes a long way, but like you might need 2 of these if we start making more about it.
So if you do this once a week, and you said there's about 24 applications.
Yes, I would say average 24 applications. There will be
Long
days.
time it's gonna last.
That's like half a year.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, that's 24. Yeah, that's a
That's
long
if you're
time.
not doing your booty.
I think you could probably even get more out of it. Like I'm the type of person too that I might do it on certain days because I'm like, oh, I need some here. Like I might just do it here and not my cheeks, because our cheeks kind of need the least exfoliation. Like we don't really have wrinkles on our cheeks, right? Like, so also if you're trying to be very sparing, you could do like your forehead and here. Like, so for me, it's going to be hard to keep count because there are times where I will spot treat with a mask as well. But on average, about 24 uses.
Yeah, and I feel like I used too much anyways this time. You don't need a lot. A little bit goes a long way. I was like really trying to.
And applicator tools, you guys, in a professional environment, like we always have estheticians use a mask, use a spatula, because you use so much less. If you're scooping it out with your hand, you're like, oh, this is good. And you're going to like be putting it on like a moisturizer. Using the tool helps you a little bit go a lot further. And you're just a lot more responsible, I guess.
Yeah,
with the mask.
sparing. Yeah.
Okay, so afterwards, Beth, what do you all use afterwards? I'm curious.
I love the face oil. I use the balancing face oil after, or the brightening.
Because we shouldn't use anything like we definitely shouldn't use the peel, right? The overnight serving.
I would not suggest using the peel. I also wouldn't suggest immediately doing the charcoal mask. But I think anything else you could use. Like I'm always going to tell people use a toner, but if you guys want to bring your toners to your desk, that's okay. But toner, okay. And then like for me, if it was nighttime, I would use my Tripeptide Serum. Some people think that the Tripeptide Serum, oh, it's so aggressive. It's really not. It's not aggressive in an exfoliation way. It's aggressive because it's helping the peptides plump up the skin.
And
but
cumulative,
after this mask,
right? Yeah.
like whatever you want happening right now, put that on. So if you're doing this for brightening, put on your vitamin C. If you're doing this for anti-aging, put on your peptide serum, because that's going to help to get those cells stronger, because everything's going to be able to penetrate deeper right now. If you're doing it for hydration, we have a hydrating serum with our counter match line. Put on your counter match, the serum, and then put on your lotion, and then put on your whatever your cream is. So if you're doing nighttime, I would use, either the sleep recovery cream or the Counter Time Supreme cream. And your eye cream, don't forget your eye cream in there. Get your eye cream in there.
And then you use this to massage in the serum as well?
So, oh, yes. I forgot that. So yeah, if you're putting in your serum or your lotion, this is intended to be a nice little face massager. So this is where the bouginess comes in because we're like, oh, we're just
Give me the bouge.
I'm just gonna walk around my house all night.
This makes me a nice person.
It helps. It does help it be applied more evenly because you're spreading it over more area probably than you are with your fingers. And it's just stimulating. It's just stimulating your skin. It's a nice, satisfying application.
I like that thing.
Yeah.
So you can buy this, just so you know, all together, which I highly recommend because honestly, I had never used this till tonight, and I'm really impressed with it. Like I feel like it's so and you can use it with your charcoal mask, so you don't have to get your hands dirty, right? And you can use it for all of your serums, for the vitamin C, for the like. It's kind of, I mean, like a no-brainer.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. So you can
Audrey.
Audrey, have fun.
Yes.
have some wine for us.
Yes.
Okay, we're